Guys, this episode right here, One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 2, just reminded everyone why this series hits on a whole different level. And I'm not exaggerating, this one easily outshines Episode 1 in every possible way. We're talking better pacing, smoother animation, stunning compositioning, and some brand new soundtracks that completely caught me off guard. If Episode 1 felt like a warm-up, Episode 2 is where the gloves finally come off. Let's start from the top, because visually this episode is gorgeous. The art direction and compositioning are absolutely stunning, with way more movement, energy, and atmosphere in each shot. The animation isn't perfect, it has its occasional stiff moments, but the flow, the transitions, the pacing, honestly, they nailed it this time. And can we just appreciate those exclusive Season 3 soundtracks? They're completely new, and honestly, I didn't expect them to go this hard, especially this early in the season. Now, don't get me wrong, Episode 2 is not flawless. There are still a few weird frames here and there, moments where the motion feels stiff, but compared to Episode 1, this is a huge step forward. And I think part of the reason fans are so happy right now is because of where we've come from. The first season of One Punch Man was legendary. It had that razor-sharp animation and those incredibly dynamic creative action shots that made every punch feel like a cinematic event. But then when production shifted from Madhouse to J.C. staff, the difference was impossible to ignore. The fluid camera angles stopped being creative, the action slowed down, and the explosive energy that defined Saitama's fights in Season 1 just disappeared. That perfect balance between comedy and seriousness, the thing that made One Punch Man so special, suddenly felt off, mostly because the visuals no longer matched the tone. So naturally, fans came into Season 3 hoping we'd finally get that magic back. That gorgeous movement, the complexity, the energy, and for a while it looked uncertain. Some scenes even felt incomplete or unimpressive. But the real issue wasn't just a change in studio quality, it exposed how much dynamic direction and smooth animation contribute to storytelling. And now, with Episode 2, it finally feels like we're seeing that lost spark return. And speaking of returns, did you notice how much more alive the world of One Punch Man feels this time? Episode 1 kept things mostly indoors, buildings, hideouts, houses. We barely saw the outside world, maybe a few glimpses of the Hero Association HQ, Zombie Man doing his investigation, Fubuki walking to Saitama's place, and Arinki's company exterior. That's about it. But Episode 2 completely flips that. We finally get to see the outside world, and it's stunning. Especially that sunset. It's easily one of the most beautifully composited sequences we've ever had in the anime. Across Seasons 1 and 2, we've seen every kind of weather and lighting. Night, day, sunny, cloudy, rainy, but never a smooth transition from day to night like this. It's subtle, but it adds so much depth. Major props to the art and compositing team. But visuals aside, let's talk about what really made fans happy, the story choices. I'll be honest, I thought they might cut out some smaller irrelevant scenes, like Garou trying to scare off that drunk guy, but nope. They actually kept it in, and honestly, I love that. Then we get to the diner scene, and man, I'm so glad they animated Garou's eating properly. Fans were nervous that moment might actually get skipped or simplified, but it's all there. The comedic timing between Saitama and Fubuki works perfectly too. The humor actually lands. It feels organic, not forced. The whole diner sequence is adapted really well. And here's the funny part. Saitama is literally sitting in the same location as the person he's been trying to find. He's having a full conversation with him without realizing that this random guy is the hero hunter himself. That irony just makes it even better. But then comes the moment the fans were waiting for, that brief Saitama vs Garou clash. So the punch scene you might actually recognize. It's exactly the same as the one from the commercial videos. No updates, no extra polish. It's not bad per se, but it's not mind-blowing either. The shot of Garou trying to punch Saitama looks slightly off compared to the manga. But to be fair, that's kind of expected. Manga readers have sky-high expectations because Murata's artwork is insanely detailed. So yeah, some people might nitpick, oh, he's missing 2 veins on his face. But honestly, that's not the real issue. The real problem is just the occasional off-model frame. Now where this episode really shines again is Garou's emotional scenes. The interaction between Garou and Tereo, the kid he saved back in Death Gauntlet's attack, was handled beautifully. The combination of strong art and the perfect original soundtrack choice made this scene one of the best in the episode. Sure, there are a few shots where Garou looks, let's just say, different. You'll know what I mean when you see it. But overall, the art stays pretty faithful. And when it works, it really works. Then comes the big finish, the final sequence that everyone's talking about. Royal Ripper attacking Garou while he's distracted by scolding Terrio. Absolute fire. The animation in that moment is so good. The on-screen energy, the camera angles, the sound effects, everything just comes together perfectly. And speaking of sound, holy hell, this season's audio design is next level. When Garou activates Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, you can actually hear the water flowing in the background. It's subtle but insanely immersive. Season 3 is clearly packed with fights, and I mean packed. Obviously, they're saving resources for the heavy hitter episodes, so it makes sense that episode 1 was dialogue heavy. This one balances things much better, and that leads to one big takeaway. Don't judge the season too early. Sure, it started slow. Sure, episode 1 didn't leave a huge impression, but this episode proves that patience pays off. And man, the voice acting phenomenal. Garou and Royal Ripper especially, they nailed it. Royal Ripper's delivery of "It's too late, you're an enemy now" straight up gave me chills. That line, combined with the rock soundtrack in the background, turned a good scene into a great one. And something I'm loving about season 3 so far, they're finally acknowledging the bonus chapters. These bonus chapters are canon and a lot of fans skip them, which means missing key context. Like, remember when Sonic mentioned it in season 1 that he escaped prison thanks to Puri Puri Prisoner? Well, the bonus chapter actually shows how it happened. Season 1 didn't include any of that. Season 2 tried a different approach. We got bonus elements like Glass's backstory and Sweet Mask's concert getting raided by monsters. But season 3, it's clearly weaving more of these canon extras in, like Saitama giving Terrio an autograph or Sonic losing 2 kilograms. Small touches, but they really flesh out the world. Now, I doubt they'll include all the bonus chapters, but it's a solid step in the right direction. So that brings us to the big question. How's the pacing looking for the rest of the season? Now, a lot of us expected episode 2 to include the full limiter explanation during Garou's fight, but they held off on that. That means we're now wondering how they'll cover everything up to Orochi vs Saitama in the remaining episodes. The pacing is slow, yes, but in a good way. It's deliberate, they're not rushing. And we're only off by about one episode from where we thought we'd be, so it's still manageable. If they slightly speed things up from here, they can definitely make it to the Orochi fight. And hey, we still don't know if the season has 12 or 13 episodes. If it's 13, that extra space could help deliver a much smoother pacing overall. Now for predictions. Manga spoilers ahead. Episode 3 will likely adapt the rest of chapter 88, Limiter, showing the full Royal Ripper and Bug God vs Garou fight, along with the complete Limiter concept explanation. It might also include chapter 89 ending with Garou's body evolution and that serious final expression. And if that's the case, episode 3 is going to be an Mr. Aoki showcase. It reminds me a lot of season 2 episode 3, but visually this looks like a serious upgrade. So yeah, episode 3 is shaping up to be a banger. At the end of the day, episode 2 isn't perfect, but it's a massive improvement. That pacing feels balanced, the animation's cleaner, and most importantly, the story is finally finding its rhythm. Unlike episode 1, which jumped between too many characters and locations, episode 2 focuses tightly on Garou, and that focus pays off. It's not amazing, but it's definitely not trash either. It sits comfortably in that solid middle ground, and if the next few episodes keeps improving like this, we're in for something special. The cliffhanger was satisfying, the build-up is strong, and I'm genuinely excited for episode 3. So if you're loving the season as much as I am, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future breakdowns and reviews. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.